Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SELENIUM Tech Automation. So in this video tutorial I am going to discuss about how to automate txt files in Selenium using Java. Okay, how to automate .txt files in Selenium using of Java. Okay, under that we are going to discuss about the below topics. The first topic here is how to perform read and write operations on txt files using different classes which are available in java.io package. Okay, how to perform read and write operations on txt files using of different classes which are available in java.io package. Okay, I will discuss about what are the different classes we can have later in this video. Okay, so then the next concept here is so how to capture the content displayed on the web page. For example, if you open any web page, for example, if I open seleniumhq.org, so there you will get some content which is displaying on that particular website, right? So I want to capture that particular content from that particular seleniumhq.org web page. Okay, so how we can do that one? So then the next concept here is how to read the current line from the specified text file. For example, there is a text file, so where it is having 5 lines which I already written. So there I want to read the line where is my cursor currently focusing. Okay, so out of 5 lines, for example, out of 5 lines my cursor is at 5th line, so I want to read that particular 5th line. So how we can perform that one, we will see. So then the next topic here is how to read the data in text file in the form of line by line. Okay, for example, there is a text file which is having 6 to 8 lines, so I want to read each and every line one by one. Okay, how we can read, we will design a script for that one as well, and also how to write some text data into txt file. Okay, how we can create a script so where it is writing some text data into that specified .txt file. So then the last topic here is so I want to compare, like there is some content which is displaying on the web page, and also there is some content which is already present in one of my .txt files. So I want to compare these two at a time. Okay, how we can do, we will see in this video. Okay, so let me move to the next slide. So as we discussed, to perform these read and write operations, we have to know about the different classes which are available to perform these operations, right? So under that, first if we consider reading operation on .txt files, means we have to know about what are all the different classes which are available inside that reading operation, right? So under that, the first class here is reader class. So then the next class here is input stream reader, and the third class here is file reader, and the last class here is buffer reader. Okay, so I am not going to discuss about each and every one here. So let me go back to our next slide. Let me move to our next slide, that is what are all the classes which are available to write into .txt files. Okay, with the help of these classes, how we can write into our txt files, we will see here. So the first class here is writer class, and also output stream writer, and the last third class here is file writer class, and the next class here is buffer writer class. With the help of all these classes, we can easily write some text data into specified .txt files. Okay, so let me go back to our Eclipse. We will see from coding point of view. Okay, so as you can see here, I created one class that is called content capturing. Okay, how we can capture the content which is displaying on the web page. Okay, let me open a website called seleniumhq.org. So inside that seleniumhq.org, I navigated to this documentation page. Okay, if you click on this documentation, you can see here there is some content which is displaying on this particular web page. Okay, I want to capture this content which is displaying on the web page. Okay, so how we can capture, we will see. Okay, for this I created one class here, and also let me mention some commented lines here. Okay, so what is it is doing here, capturing the content, right? Capturing content displaying on web page. Okay, displaying on web page. Okay, so I am going to create a script so where it is going to capture the content which is displaying on the seleniumhq.org documentation part, right? So I want to capture this content. So how we can do that one? First I have to create a method with the help of @test annotation. Okay, @test annotation. So then I am going to create a method public void capturing content, right? Content web page. Okay, capturing content from the web page. Okay, so this is my method. Okay, no. Okay, so then, so what I'm going to do now, so I have to initialize our WebDriver first. So before that I want to write a line. So where is my WebDriver got located? For that, system dot set property. Okay, system dot set property, we need to mention key and value. Okay, here key here is WebDriver dot edge dot driver. Okay, WebDriver edge dot driver, and where is my driver got located? In my case it is located inside my, okay, ms edge driver dot exe file. Okay, ms edge driver dot exe. Okay, it is located on this particular location. Okay, I mentioned some property. So where is our driver got located? Okay, so let me go back to our D drive and we will see where is my ms edge driver got located. Okay, so here you can see, here is my ms edge driver dot exe file got located. Okay, one second, yeah, this file, right? So I have to pass the path here. So I have already passed here. So now let me go back to here. So just let me check, okay, whether I am passing the current path or not. Okay, driver files ms edge driver dot exe. Okay, fine, no problem. So after this, what we need to do, so I have to initialize a WebDriver. How we can initialize? With the help of WebDriver interface, driver equals to new edge driver, right? Edge driver. Okay, edge driver. So once it is done, so with the help of driver reference, I have to launch my URL, right? So that is, what is our URL here? What is our website URL here? So that is Selenium dev documentation part. Okay, so okay, with the help of driver.get method I can launch our URL. So once that is done, okay, so now let me go back to our application, that is seleniumhq.org. I have to inspect. Okay, I already inspect this line. Okay, you can see here it is highlighting one of the content, right? Okay, you can see here it is identifying a content which is starting from it provides extensions, right? So I am going to capture this content. Okay, so now I am going to create, how we can capture that one? With the help of get text method, right? So for that I have to first mention that web element, right? How we can mention? With the help of xpath, driver dot, okay, find element by dot xpath of, okay, so I am mentioning here the xpath dot get text, right? So if we use get text means, what is this get text will do? It will capture that text from that particular web element. Okay, so now I am going to store into some string, that is string captured content. Okay, string captured content, right? String captured content equals to driver dot find element by dot xpath of that get text. If I do this get text method, so it will automatically capture this text. Okay, so in this way we can capture the text easily on that displayed content from that particular web page. Okay, so now I am going to print that one. Okay, so now I am going to print that one, that is captured, okay, captured content from web page is, okay, web page is, so now concatenate that captured content here. Okay, it will easily print the content which is displaying on that web page. Okay, so this is how we can capture the content from web page. Okay, this is how we can capture the displayed content from that particular web page. If you want to capture this content, you can just inspect this web element. Okay, here you can modify some xpaths. Okay, if I mention here p3, see, you can see here it is highlighting because these are all the paragraph which is starting with p tag name. okay, with the tag name called p. So that's why I'm going to use this p tag name with the help of index number. If I delete this one, if I add 4, you can see here it is highlighting the next web element with the help of tag name p. Okay, with the help of following sibling, I am creating this XPath to capture that displayed content. Okay, let me run this and we will see what is the output. Okay, so now with the help of testing I am going to execute, right? So for that, what we can do here, you can see here class name. What is our class name? Tests dot, okay, tests dot content capturing, right? Content, okay, capturing, right? Content capturing, and my test name is capturing the content, capturing displayed content, okay, capturing displayed content. Okay, so this is how we can mention inside our test.xml file. If I run this program, so how it will execute, we will see whether we can able to capture that content or not. Okay, it is launching that seleniumhq.org, and it is going to documentation part, and you can see here in the console part, okay, you can see captured content from web page is, it provides extensions to emulate users interaction with browsers for all implementation with all major web browsers. Okay, the same you can find here as well. Okay, if I inspect with the same XPath, that of p of 2, you can see just now we captured this content which is displaying on this particular web page. Okay, so this is how we can capture a content from web page. Okay, so we done with our first topic, right? We done with our first topic. Okay, that is capturing content displayed on web page. So then the next topic here is creating a script which reads the current line from the specified text file. Okay, from the specified text file. How we can do that one, we will see. Okay, for example, okay, just now we completed this one, capturing content. Okay, so now let me create one more class, that is, what is that class name? So now what I am going to do, I am going to read the current line from that specified text file. Okay, reading current line, right? Reading current line. Okay, reading current line. So for that, what is this topic here? I want to read the current line from the specified text field. Okay, so you can see here there is some text file. Okay, there is some text file, that is txt validation. Okay, that is text validation. Okay, so now I am going to add some text like Selenium tech automation. Okay, Selenium tech automation. So then automation Selenium tests. Okay, so there I added 2 lines. So I am going to read the current line from this particular specified text field, that is txt validation. Okay, let me close this one. So it is present inside this D drive. Okay, so how we can do? So in the same way, like @test public void reading, okay, reading current line, right? Reading current line text file. Okay, reading current line text file. Okay, okay, so I created a method called reading a current line from that particular specified text file. Okay, so here we know already, we already discussed, with the help of file reader we can easily read the text files using the default character encoding of the operating system. Okay, we can easily read the text files using the default character encoding of the operating system. Okay, with the help of file reader we can easily read the text files. Okay, so for that I have to use file reader, which is also a class. File reader, I am going to create an object, that is file reader file equals to new file reader of file. Okay, I have to mention what is our file here. Okay, so I have to mention what is our file, right? So in my case I am taking here file reader. So where is our file got located? inside the D drive only my file got located, right? So that is, what is your file name? Text validation, right? text validation dot txt, okay, txt validation dot txt, okay. So now add one semicolon. You need to add some throws declaration, that is file not found exception. If that file is not there, it will give you some exception called file not found exception we will get, okay. So once that is done, so with the help of buffer reader, okay, with the help of buffer reader, so what is this buffer reader will do, we discussed already, okay. So here you can see what is this buffer reader will do. It will reads the text from a character stream with efficiency and provides a convenient method for reading a line of text, okay. It will read the line of text with the help of read line method, okay. With the help of read line method, we can easily read that line of that particular text field, right? So that's why I am using this buffer reader here. So with the help of buffer reader, I am going to create an object for this class, that is br equals to new. Here also, here you can see buffer reader of reader in. So where I am going to read this one, okay, where I am going to read. So I am going to read on this particular file, right? So with the help of this file, I am going to read this line, right? So that's why I am going to create an object and I added this file as a parameter for this buffer reader, okay. So once it is done, so what I am going to do now, I am going to read that current line, right? I am going to read that current line. So for that, so I am going to I am going to, with the help of br, you can see here already, with the help of br dot read line. So what it is telling, reads a line of text. A line is considered to be terminated by any one of a line, okay. What it will returns, a string containing the contents of the line, okay. So it is string containing the contents of the line. With the help of br dot read line, so I am going to read that particular line from the text file, okay. So once this is done, I am going to store into some string str equals to br dot read line, okay, str equals to br dot read line. So for this also we need to mention some IO exception, input output exception. So once this is done, I am going to print, okay. Once this is done, that is str, okay. Whenever the current line of the cursor present, it will read that line, okay. With the help of read line method, wherever the cursor is present, so it will read that particular line, okay. In our case, where it will read, we will see. So it will read on first line or second line, we will see on which line it is going to read with the help of buffer reader, okay. So let me execute reading the current line, right? Reading current line, okay. Reading, what is our class name here? Reading current line, okay. Reading current line, okay. Let me execute, okay. Here you can see, because my cursor is available at starting position, you can see here my cursor is available at starting position. If I close my text file, if I do it one more time, okay, it will read on the same line only where my cursor is present currently, okay. Let me read, okay. You can see it is reading on this Selenium Tech Automation, because if you open this text file, where is our cursor is pointing? Selenium Tech Automation. So likewise, if you can add one more line here, that is, for example, if I added here empty, okay. So here my cursor is present. So this time what will happen, we will see, okay. We will see. See here it is giving some empty, means our cursor is available at empty line, okay. Means there is nothing to read. So that's why you are getting space. If I remove this space and if I do it executing one more time, we will see whether it is reading that Selenium Tech Automation or not, okay. You can see here it is reading on the current line wherever the cursor is available, which is reading on that particular current line. So this is how we can create a script to read the current line, okay. So interviewer will definitely ask about all these questions. Okay, before going for interview, please make sure that you know about something about this handling, reading and writing operations on text files. Okay, so this is how we can read the current line of the text file. Okay, with the help of read line, wherever, okay, wherever the current line of the cursor present, it will read that line. What is this read line method will do? Wherever, okay, wherever the current line, okay, wherever the current line of cursor, okay, of cursor present, it will read that line. Okay, wherever the cursor is present, it will read that particular line. Okay, let me add comments here as well. Okay, reading the current line, right? Reading the current line on txt file. Okay, so this is how we can read a line wherever cursor is present with the help of read line. Okay, so now we done with these two topics, the first two topics. So then our next topic here is how to read data from the text file in line by line. Okay, I want to read, for example, you can see here, this is our txt validation file. So where we can have, for example, there is one more line, that is Selenium for freshers. Okay, Selenium for freshers. So likewise we can have Selenium for experienced. Okay, Selenium for experienced. So there are 4 lines are available. I want to read these lines one by one. For example, I want to read this line first. Once it is done, I want to read the second line. So likewise, so I want to read all these lines like one by one. So how we can do, we will see. So let me create one more class, that is read txt file line by line. Okay, read txt file line by line. Okay, so now here also I am going to create in the same way. So let me copy, okay, let me copy the previous code only, what we written here. Let me copy all these lines till here. So I will tell you. Okay, so now we are reading wherever our cursor is present, right? So that is string. Okay, string str equals to br dot read line. So now what I am going to do here, I am going to use one loop statement, that is called while loop. Okay, while loop. Okay, while loop. What is our condition here? That is str equals to br dot read line. Okay, str equals to br dot read line, which is not equals to null. Okay, which is not equals to null. Okay, which is not equals to null. Okay, let me clearly add this one. Okay, so now let me add one more bracket here. Okay, now it got disappeared. So now I am going to print SYSO of what is our str. Okay, right, str. So now if I execute this one, we will see here, you can see the difference here. The first line, now go back to our this file. So now I am going to read the lines one by one. First line is here, Selenium Tech Automation Selenium tests, Selenium for freshers and Selenium for experienced. Okay, so in this way we can read all the lines one by one. So what we are doing here, if you see this statement while loop, if str equals to br dot read line is not equals to null, right? So once there are multiple lines are available, so those lines are not equals to null, you can print, means, so for example, first it will check for this line. If it is not equals to null, it will print first this one. So likewise it will go to the next line, it will print. So likewise it will go to the third line, it will print. So likewise it will go to the next line, it will print. So after that nothing is available, so that's why it is coming outside of that while loop. So if I add many like the same, you will get all these together now. Okay, you will get all these together. And let me close and let me execute it one more time. Okay, here you can see in the console you will get all the lines one by one here as well. Okay, so here automation selenium tests, and also here also automation selenium tests. Okay, so this is how we can read all the lines line by line in that particular text file. Okay, so we are making one while loop condition here. If that reading line is not equals to null, you can print. So likewise it will keep on go, how many lines are available, it will make that loop till the end. Okay, it will loop that many times until that condition got failed, right? So it will execute all these and it will print all these lines one by one inside your console part with the help of not equals to null. Okay, read line is not equals to null. If that read line is not equals to null, you can print. Okay, first it will check for the first line. If it is not null, it will print this one, then it is going to the next line. If it is also not null, it will go to the next. It is also not null, it will go to the next. Okay, it will keep on continuing in the same way until that condition is going to be wrong. Okay, so in this way we can easily read all the lines one by one in that specified .txt file. Okay, so then what is our next topic here? How to write data into text file. Okay, suppose I want to write some text into some .txt file. How we can write, we will see. So for that we already discussed what are all the classes we have inside that write class. So writer class, output stream writer, file writer, and buffer writer. Okay, so with the help of these classes we are going to perform write operation on txt file. Okay, so for that let me create a new class, that is write class. Okay, writing text file, right? Writing text file. Okay, writing into text file. So I created. So now I am going to use the same like file. Okay, first here I am going to use file. Okay, file, what is this file will do? An abstraction represent of file and directory path names. Okay, file fi equals to new file. Okay, I have to mention my path name, right? So where is my file got located? That is txt validation dot txt. Okay, dot txt. So once it is done, so I mentioned my file where it is located with the help of file class. So now I am going to create, right? fi dot create, sorry, one second. Fi dot, what is this one? Okay, sorry, let me create a method and we will see public void file writer. Okay, file writer, we will see here at the test annotation, and then fi dot, okay, you can see annotations. Okay, fi dot create, right? Create new file. What it will do, it will create some new instance. Okay, you can see automatically creates a new empty file named by this abstract path name. Okay, create new file. Okay, with the help of create new file we are going to create one empty file here. Okay, now I am going to add my throws declaration. Once that is done, so what is our next step? We are going to write, right? So for that we have already a class called file writer. Okay, writes to character files using a default buffer size, right? So that's why I'm going to use this file writer class. So I'm not discussing more about this file writer and file reader, because you will get some information if you want to know inside your Google or anywhere. So after that, so what I'm going to do, file writer of, so what is our file name called fi. Okay, what is this one? File writer, new file writer of, here we can use a path for already. Okay, file writer fw equals to, okay, I forget to create new keyword here. Okay, so now we create an object. Inside that object we are passing this file path, so where I am going to create some new file with the help of file writer. Okay, so now I am going to use here buffered writer, right? So buffered writer, where is our buffered writer? Here, what it is doing, writes some text to that character output stream. So that's why I want to write, right? So that's why I'm going to use buffered writer, b double equals to new buffered writer. Okay, new buffered writer. What is our buffer writer here? That is fw variable, I mean object. Okay, so once that is done, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to write some bw dot write. So what I'm going to write here, that is string, right? So that is hello. Okay, once it is done, so now what I'm going to add, in the next line I'm going to write, right? So that's why we have to use new line. Okay, with the help of new line we will go to the next line. So here I am going to write one more string called hello selenium tech automation. Okay, hello selenium tech automation. Once this is done, I am going to close this one. With the help of close we can close the current string. Okay, close, right? So then after that I have to close for file writer also, otherwise you will get some issues, connection issues. Okay, so now let me modify this one. Instead of txt val I am mentioning, because one file is already available with the same name, so that's why I am creating one new file. Okay, so now let me execute this one. Okay, it got executed and passed file writer. So now let me quickly go to that D drive. So and we will see, you can see here it is already generating text val file. So here you can see hello selenium tech automation. We are successfully written some text into our text val.txt file. Okay, if I want to, I am going to delete this file. Okay, again I am going to add some more lines here. For example, okay, right, so here I am going to write in one more line, that is selenium tech. Okay, selenium scripts. Okay, I am going to add one more new line, that is selenium scripts. Now we will see text val. Okay, so now let me execute. Okay, now go back to our text val, whether it is generated or not. Yes, it is generated. Let me open. You can see hello selenium tech automation selenium scripts. Okay, we successfully written, and also we successfully create one new file. So this time I will generate one more new file, that is text write. Okay, text write. Okay, text write. So previously we written text val with these three lines. So now I am going to create one more new file, that is called text write. Okay, so we will see. Okay, so now go back to your drive. So here you can see it is generating one new file. So where you can where you can write these lines, hello selenium tech automation selenium scripts. Okay, so in this way we can write some test data into specified txt files. Okay, here we are creating one new txt file. After that, with the help of these file writer and buffer writer, I am going to create objects. With the help of buffer writer object, I am going to write some sequential characters, and also I am going to use some new line. So where it will give you some new line to enter your desired text. Okay, so this is how we can write some sample test data into txt files. So now what I am going to do, as we discussed, there is one more topic called creating a script compare content displayed on the web page and content present in a txt file. Okay, so now what I am going to do, so here let me create one more new class, that is called comparing. Okay, comparing. contents, right? Comparing contents. Okay, so here comparing contents. In the same way, I am going to create one more method, test method. Okay, at the rate test annotation, I am going to create a method at the rate test. Okay, at the rate test public void comparing. Okay, compare content. Okay, so I created a method called compare content. So I am going to use here file reader. With the help of file reader, we can easily read the text from that particular files, right? So file reader fi equals to, I am going to create an object, that is new file reader file. Where is our file? What is our file? That is d : text validation. Okay, this is my file name called txt validation. Okay, this is my file name called txt validation. So before that, so let me add some declarations here. So before that, so let me go back to our, okay, I will take this text validation. Okay, so now I am going to remove all these. So now let me capture some text from here. Okay, so now I am going to add this text into my txt file, because I want to compare the displayed content from that web page and the content present inside my text file, right? So for that I am going to store here. Okay, this is our txt validation file path, I already mentioned here. So once it is done, what is our next step? Once it is done, what is our next step? I have to use buffered reader, right? Buffered reader br equals to new buffered reader of what is our file called fi, right? So here also done. So the next step here is string. Okay, I am going to read, right? I am going to read the content from that particular specified text field. So how we can read? With the help of readline method. Okay, with the help of readline method, I am going to store into some expected content string. With the help of br.readline, I can easily read the content from that particular text file, right? br.readline. So let me add IO exception here as well. So once it is done, so now I am going to mention the location of my web drivers. Okay, that is edge driver. Where is my edge driver got located? I am going to mention. Okay, system.get property of, sorry, system.set property, right? System.set property of, what is my string key here? That is webdriver dot edge dot driver. Okay, webdriver dot edge dot driver. So what is my expected content here? No. So what is my value here? That is my webdriver location, that is ms edge driver dot exe. This is my file. Okay, so once it is done, what I am going to do? I am going to initialize one WebDriver here. Okay, WebDriver driver equals to new WebDriver, so new edge driver, right? WebDriver driver equals to new edge driver. Okay, WebDriver driver equals to new edge driver. So after that, so I want to compare with this content. For that we need to launch this URL. So how we can launch our URL? With the help of driver dot get URL. Okay, the help of driver dot get method, we can easily launch this URL. Okay, so let me pass it here. Okay, once it is done, so now we can able to launch our URL, right? So now what is our next step? So here I want to mention the XPath for this particular paragraph. Okay, so this is my XPath. Okay, this is my XPath, that is driver dot find element by dot XPath of, so what is my XPath here? Okay, driver dot XPath by, with the help of dot get text method, we can easily get the text of that particular web element, right? So now it is done. So now I am going to store into some string str equals to, that is actual content, right? String actual content, sorry, string actual content, right? So let me minimize. Okay, string actual content. So let me drag this to this position. Okay, so now string actual content equals to driver dot find element. So now we have expected content which is from txt file and actual content which is from displaying on the web page. So now I am going to compare this text and the content present inside our txt file. Okay, so now what I am going to do, so now we already taken this XPath for the actual content which is coming from the web page. So now I am going to compare. So how we can compare? With the help of if condition. Okay, what we need to mention here, if actual content. Okay, actual content dot, I am not going to mention any equals method here. I am using here equals ignore case. I am not bothering of case sensitive. So that is expected content, right? Okay, so once these two got matched, you can print SOSO like content matched. Okay, content matched successfully. Okay, content matched successfully. Else what I have to print? Content not matched, right? Content not matched. Okay, SOSO of content not matched. Okay, so what I did here, first I am taking the XPath of this particular paragraph and I am taking, with the help of dot get text, I am storing into some string. Okay, successfully we added into some string of actual content. Okay, but our expected content, where it is present? It is present inside our txt validation file, right? It is present inside our txt validation file. So here I stored the same content which is present inside this web page. So now I am going to compare these two with the help of equals ignore case method. So here if you are using equals ignore case, means it won't bother about whether it is case sensitive or not. Okay, so I am not bothering about case sensitive. So now once these two got matched, it will print you the statement like content matched successfully, and also if it is not matching, it will print content not matched. We will see that one also. So let me execute. Okay, there is some error. Okay, dtxt validation. Okay, it is not available, it is telling text validation. There is some show more options, properties. Okay, properties, security. Okay, we need to mention .txt as well, right? Okay, that's why it is not able to recognize that file. That's why it is telling file not found exception. Okay, so now let me execute. So again we are getting error. The path to driver edge driver, the latest version can be downloaded. Okay, the path to driver. Okay, here is some error. WebDriver dot edge dot driver d colon ms edge driver dot exe. Okay, let me go back to any one of our. We will see whether they are available or not. Where is my? It is not there. Okay, main, under main package you can have generics. Okay, dot driver files msh driver dot exe file. Okay, so let me copy this line. It is very easy, so but we need to be very careful. Okay, so now paste it here. Okay, webdriver dot edge dot driver. So here in my case it is present inside the d drive, right? Okay, d drive message driver dot exe. So now let me execute. So now it is launching our browser. So where it is getting the text from that particular web element, that is paragraph. Okay. Okay, now you can see here it is telling content matched successfully. Okay, content matched successfully, which means both the contents are same only. What we are passing inside our text file and what the content we are getting from web page, those two got matched. So that's why we are getting content matched successfully. If I made any changes, okay, we will see here I am removing this I here. Okay, so now let me execute it one more time. We will see whether it will go to else block or not. Okay, so after this I will do some window maximize as well. Okay, these are all very important concepts when you are attending for any interviews. So please make sure that you know about these concepts. Okay, so here you can see it is telling content not matched. Okay, content not matched means we removed there some I, right? So after, let me add that I as well. Now we will see whether it is executing properly or not. This time this if condition will execute, means content matched successfully you will get. Okay, it is done. So now go back to your console. Here you can see content matched successfully and there are no failures. You can see compare content method executed. Comparing contents is a class and this is our default test name. Okay, so now go back to our testing.xml file. From there we can execute this one now. Okay, so now go back to our testing.xml file. Okay, here what is our class name? That is comparing contents, right? Inside tests package we have this comparing contents class. Okay, comparing contents and content comparing content. Okay, the test name here is comparing content. Okay, so now let me execute this one. From testing.xml file now I am executing and it will behave the same only. Okay, it got launched and you can see the console content matched successfully. And if you go to results of running suite, this is my test name, that is comparing content. This is my class name followed by package name and this is my method name, that is compare content. You can see here. Okay, compare content, right? So these are all the concepts we discussed so far. So first let me quickly recap all these together. So first what we discussed, so how to read and write, how to perform read and write operations on text files with the help of different classes which are available in java.io package. So we done with these two. Okay, and then creating first script which capture the content displayed on the web page. Okay, we already captured this with the help of this small script. So the next topic here is reads the current line from the specified text file. Okay, this one is also done, which is reading the current line. Okay, wherever that cursor is pointing, that will read that particular line only. So then the next concept here is reading the data from text file in line by line. Okay, so that one also we done just now. You can see here with the help of while loop statement, if that line is not equals to null, you can read that line and again it will go for one more line and again it will go for one more line. So likewise it will keep on checking for each and every line and will print in separate lines. Okay, so then the next concept here is writing data into text file. Okay, writing data into text file, how we done? So we are creating one new file, the file name called txt write. So there we are entering some hello string. So with the help of write method, so once it entered, once it got written that hello string inside the text file, we are going to some next new line. So once that is done, we are going to add one more string, that is Selenium Tech Automation. Once that is also done, Selenium scripts also completed. So then the next concept here is how to compare content displayed on the web page and content present inside a text field. Okay, so that one also we covered just now, comparing contents from both web page and the content present inside our text file. Okay, this is how we can easily deal with .txt files with the help of Selenium using Java. Okay, I hope this concept will help you a lot. If you like this video, please drop a like, and also don't forget don't forget to watch this video till the end, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for latest videos and for more videos, and also don't forget to share this video to your friends or colleagues, so that this video will recommend for more people, and also which will helps for our channel as well. Okay, thank you guys, that's all it for now. Have a nice day. Signing off, Selenium Tech Automation. We'll meet with our next video. Okay, thanks guys.